You can all do it. And I'm going to get into some stuff here that may make you uncomfortable. You want to get into some strange stuff? Yes. Do you? Okay. All right, here we go. A prelude to this. Recently there was this spook of this guy at the CIA who surfaced. And he's in charge of WSFM at the agency. Everybody, anyone want to know what WSFM is? I'm training people a new word. WSFM. It stands in English for Weird Science and Frickin' Magic. And that is actually what it's called in the classified world in America. All the technologies and all the things that deal with trans-dimensional physics. Things that go faster than the speed of light. Things that resonate at resonant frequencies beyond matter, beyond the electron, beyond the speed of the photon. And guess what? Most of what exists in the cosmos is resonating beyond the speed of light. But this was a training expedition we did just for one day with 50 people out on a beach near Pensacola, Florida. And I want to show this to you, even though it's difficult to see what happened. There were 4 extraterrestrial vehicles that showed up and signaled with us. And I eventually made a triangle in the sky. And as I did so, it made a triangle back. And while that was happening, you can go ahead and play it, number 1. Número uno, por favor. See. Here we go. And as this was happening, dematerialized, but in this sort of subtle energy in the parking lot by the ocean, were a group of extraterrestrial life forms moving around. A bunch of women got back in their trucks. What no one knows, that we have not talked about publicly much, is that this was a close encounter of the 5th kind. I was on a flight flying into Phoenix this night, and my team had made contact with this huge craft, and it had been with us in Mexico the week before. And we asked it to come there because I was putting together a videotape summary to give to the President and members of Congress in a briefing I was doing in April of 1997. And so we were right underneath where this happened. And when we had asked the ETs to cooperate with this effort to brief Congress, this is what showed up that night, and at about 8:30. And it was a huge object. Now the governor of Arizona has finally come clean and said, yes, of course, I saw it, it was real. And that was a beautiful event. I think I'm going to have to go to, oh my God. I'm going to go all the way here to Mount Shasta this past fall, because I want to show you something that we have been getting. These are more and more. We have hundreds of these. I'm just showing you that's me. And we had this object come into the sky, and it began to signal with my laser. I have a stronger laser, and very bright. And we had one do this for 2 hours and 45 minutes, after which a big orb that all of us came right into the circle of our group. And this is Mount Shasta. And look at this. This is about 100 feet from us. It's a triangle. And it comes in at the speed of light. Look at this. That's very, very close. And then, of course, it's there in the sort of astral energy field afterwards, if you want to think of it that way. Here's one more that come in right here. This is about 50 feet away from our circle. And they are very bright. When you first see them, they're very, very, very bright. This comes in near the top of the tree, right here. And you think it's Christmas time sometimes. And this is a wonderful one because when it came in, you can see it in front of the tree, and this tree is very, very close. And after this, We then had the whole circle that we had of people who were in this meditative state with these extraterrestrial beings moving around us. And occasionally they would totally materialize, and they would fit. It's like a radio station. You go between stations. They would fully materialize and then dematerialize, and materialize and dematerialize. Let's go through this one here. There's a extraterrestrial number 12. Yeah, and there's an extraterrestrial. Yeah, you were there. And I call her Kindness. I had a very close encounter with this extraterrestrial woman. She's very sweet. She's like an avatar Kindness. And oh yeah, and these are going up. And you hear some tones in the background. These are not falling stars, they're going up. And many of these are closer than they appear. What we have had happen in the past is that we'll have maybe several dozen of these that will come in near us. Sometime we should come back to Barcelona and do this, yeah? And make contact here in the mountains. And then when they come in with this, it is a prelude to something bigger that happens. So that's the top of Mount Shasta. It's on the Oregon-California border. It's a volcano. Okay. And very brilliant and very close. Let's go to the next one, because there are some slow ones there that I want to show you. And one of these, when you see it, this is with a night scope, is actually the color of a sort of brilliant cobalt blue. It's but it doesn't come out in this camera, but it's this beautiful blue color. And as it comes in, and every single time since 1998 we have gone out to do this, it comes in. Oh, okay. These are the transmissions from Orion. We had these electromagnetic detectors in the middle of the national park. We had this for 5 hours this past November. And these are actually intelligible signals. We have them recorded, and they have messages. These transmissions are being translated, and we're going to release them later this year. These are laser and other electromagnetic. We have gravitometers, gravity, and we're in an area where there's absolutely nothing. Silent, electromagnetic, silent. As soon as I held up this, I have to get it. Maybe Jan can get it out of my coat pocket. We'll see. A man at NASA gave me this. And it is a sphere, rose quartz. And what I did was that I remote viewed a big interstellar fleet out in the area of Orion. And as I saw it, in my mind's eye, I began to tune consciousness and this sphere with my bioelectric field. And as I held it, I put my hand out, and suddenly, zap, all these detectors started going off. And they went off for about 5 hours over the course of this past year. Okay. And these were going on at the same time, these objects coming through Orion. They're coming, my friends. And what they were saying is that we're coming. Nothing's going to stop it. There are thousands of people we have trained now to do what I just said we're doing. There are people here who have been taught to do these things on their own and have gone out. Now, I want to show you number 14. This past spring, we were on the Outer Banks of North Carolina, barrier islands that go out into the Atlantic off the North Carolina coast. And we had about 35 people. And this was daytime, and this beautiful ship, it looked just like the one from Colorado that I didn't have a chance to show you, that came in almost just very, very subtle. It's a clear sky, and it came in very close off of the house where we were staying, and we were doing our vectoring. Later, we went out that night onto the beach and go to number 15. And I want to show you this because I'm going to explain something that's going to sound unbelievable. All of this seems unbelievable.
Way out there might look like that, but it's worth noting.
And this is the ocean. This is the shore. This is the sky. Right here, 90 feet from us.
Just do it again.
We are surrounded by a craft that is scintillating, sort of like neutrino light. And suddenly we start seeing these floating lights 90 feet from our circle. Right,
Oh, there it is.
right here. And there's nobody there, and there's nothing there. But we are in the center of a ship. Now let me explain what I mean by that. It is dematerialized and resonating faster than the speed of light, and then periodically they will send out a signal to us. This happened for an hour and 10 minutes more than 100 times. This.
It was like right in here. Did it again. Right in there, right? Yeah. Okay. What's happening is that there is a Star Wars protection, meaning that the human cabal that has been targeting these things are being held off so that this can be here visible for people. This is amazing that this is there.
That's right here.
It's moving every 3 or 4 seconds. That is right here on the beach. That is not a boat out there. That's
This is right here.
I see it. Yeah. That one had a golden amber color.
We had 3 colors: white, golden, and blue teal. They were beautiful.
There are 2 craft. There it is again. There it is again.
Now the prelude to this, which unfortunately did not get on the camera, was there was a craft this big at arm's length that came in behind us, that came right into the ocean. This came up, floated out of the ocean. There was an etheric sort of plasma energy, and in the center of it were these objects that were flashing. This went on for over an hour. All people who had never done this before. So what we're doing, we're practicing to do this and training people so that every one of you can be an ambassador to the cosmos. Why wait for the United Nations? Why wait for your foreign ministry? Don't do it yourself. Make contact. Saved to the children of the earth for peaceful purposes. Because when we do that, we will end poverty on this planet. We will stop the killing of our biosphere. And we will establish a sustainable civilization where energy will be free and non-polluting. And in that new civilization, we will be able to evolve on this planet as a civilization enlightened, in peace together. And from now into 1,000 years from now, phasing into 500,000 years from now, we will become extraterrestrial people to other worlds. And this is our future. And right now, think of it. Can you hear the babies calling? The children. 20,000 generations waiting to come behind us here. 20,000 generations. That is what is waiting to come into the earth. And so it is our sacred obligation to establish a firm direction for this planet in peace, sustainability, to protect Gaia and the biosphere, and create the world of our vision. And this is why we're on this planet today. God bless you all, and thank you for being here.